Hello, artists. Today we are going to use a single piece of paper to cut a shape person mannequin. So like a puppet or a paper doll. So the first thing you need is a piece of paper in, any color. Let's have fun with this, right? And we are going to fold it in half, short end to short end or hamburger style. Okay? And then we will cut it in half. All right, now we have two pieces, and I'm going to take the first one and I'm going to fold it in half, again, short end to short end, so hamburger style. And I'm going to cut that in half. Okay, now this is going to be the torso or body of our person. And so I have a couple options here. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut so that it's a trapezoid. And that means I need to cut a diagonal line. So I'm going to take my paper and I can fold and just like that, so that I can cut a diagonal line. It's going to go from the corner to the bottom. Okay? And then I'm going to do the same thing on the other side. So I'm going to fold. Right? Goes from the corner to the bottom. So now I have two diagonal lines and two horizontal lines, and the horizontal lines, one is longer and the other is shorter. I'm going to put my scraps to the side. I might have a use for them later. Okay, so torso. And I'm just going to label it so that I remember. And I'm going to set it to the side. All righty. Now we have these other two pieces here, and I'm going to take this piece and I am going to fold it in half, hamburger again, and then I'm going to fold it in half, hot dog. Okay. Now I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. It's folded in quarters, and I'm just going to cut on the crease. And I can put these two together and cut two at the same time. Okay? So now I have 4 pieces. Now, with one of these pieces, I am going to trim the corners off to make an oval. So I'm going to trim 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? And then I'm just going to trim little tiny cuts to round it. All right, I don't want to cut one long piece. This is like trimming fingernails, right? Just trim little pieces. Okay. And again, I'm going to save my scraps just in case, but this is going to be my head. Okay. So I'm starting to assemble over here. Now, at the bottom of the torso are the hips. And so I'm going to take this paper and I'm going to put it right on top. And I know they're the same color. And just so that we can see, I'm going to draw the line across. And I'm going to write hips. And then I'm going to cut that off. I should have done that sooner. Okay, and I'm actually going to turn that around like that. Okay, so let's come to this page. And we are going to fold this in half. Hamburger again. And then I'm going to fold this one into quarters. Hamburger style. So fold it in half and fold that in half. All right, so once again, I have my paper and I'm going to fold it in half, hamburger style, and half. Okay, so now I'm going to unfold one time and I'm going to cut on this crease to cut through 2 layers at the same time to get 2. And then I'll open up this one. Okay, so now I'm going to use these as part of my legs and part of my arms. So upper arms and lower legs. Okay. Now, I'm going to take these 2 pieces. Now I'm going to save them for a minute. Save them. Okay. Let's take this piece and fold it in half. Hamburger again. Now, our arms, the upper arm is a little bit longer than the lower arm. So we're going to take this piece and we're going to fold it in half and fold it in half. And then I'm going to open and cut on the crease. Okay. These 2 pieces are going to become my feet. So foot 1, foot 2. Upper arm 1, upper arm 2, lower arm 1, lower arm 2. Okay, we're going to use these as our, oh, can't fit it all in. Okay. We have to have feet. We have to have knees and our lower legs. And the lower legs, again, like the lower arms, slightly shorter than our upper legs. So I'm going to fold it in half and fold it in, fold it in half. I had this piece. I folded it in half and fold it in half. And then I'm going to cut, okay, because I need to be able to bend my knee, all right, for my foot to kick a ball or to run, okay? So I'm going to label upper leg 1, upper leg 2, lower leg 2, lower leg 1. Okay, so now we're up to hands. And to make our hands, we're going to take these extra papers that we have here. We've got 3 extra ones right now. And, well, 4 technically with this, right? And we're going to fold that in. This one's folded in half horizontally, right? Hot dog style. We're going to fold this one in half hamburger. So I'm going to turn it tall like a tower, and I'm going to fold it in half hamburger, okay? Now, I'm not going to cut it apart yet. First thing I'm going to do is trim the edges of the mouth of it, of my I could call it a mouth, right? It's chomp, 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 chomp. So I cut those corners. And I'm just going to trim that a little bit rounded. Now, I'm going to make a mitten hand for my puppet. So to do that, it's like a book. I'm going to put the thumb over here. So I'm going to make a U shape right here on the edge. All right. And then I'm going to take my scissors and I'm going to cut that U shape out. Now I like to cut from both directions, because that's just easier than trying to cut the whole thing, but you do what you like. All right, so now it's sort of shaped like that. Now I'm going to come over here and trim the corner off of the folded side and trim the corner off. And I'm just going to add my scraps to my scrap pile over there. All right, it's starting to look mitten, right? And I can round this part, and then when I open it up, I'm just going to cut on the crease. Okay, so hand 1, hand 2. Anybody else feel the need to switch the lower legs and the upper legs so that the 1s are all on the same side and the 2s are all on the same side? Yeah, me too. All right, so now we're going to take this piece here. We need a neck. So hamburger fold, open, cut, and we're going to fold that in half again. Hamburger, and cut. And that is our neck. All right, so the neck is going to come up here, like so. All right, so now we have our puppet ready to go and dance and run and play games and go for hikes, maybe even ride a bike. Now, we have these extra pieces. We're going to save them for another project because these are great scrap pieces to use for details on something. These little ones I'm going to set free to the recycle bin. Happy mannequin shape person puzzle creating.